also help plan some programs like the Virtual Arts Pass. And so we're really excited that you guys are back tonight. We're happy to have you. And we're really excited to have Bo with us. Bo has been one of our teaching artists for years. 7 or 8 years?
Yeah, I've lost count. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. And he has done kid classes, he's done teen classes, he's done adult classes, he's done vocabby. I mean, he has just been with us in every single program, I think, just about. And he, does oil paints and, comic classes and just, the myriad. And so we're really excited to have him back. And so, yeah, we will, I'll just let you go ahead, Bo.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Carly. I'm glad to be here. This is probably like the third or fourth like virtual class that I've done. There has been that library. So I've been wanting to do one for art play for a while, but things have just been real busy. Can you see the screen with the pink letter? Okay. Right. Okay. Just make sure. So this is for letter writing, and let me try to unmute this or mute this thing real quick. Volume down. There we go. So what I wanted to do was kind of just start off with some basics, and really there's so many different ways to go about doing like letter writing, and it can be real formal, or it could be just off the wall. And I don't know, people, you can do real artsy stuff, or you can do real formal stuff. The thing is like being able to like kind of, I don't know both. I think for the formal letter writing, it's good to go ahead and, I don't know the basics, which I'm sure most adults know and most people know, but just get back into that foundation of things, like let me see. I'm gonna show you an example real quick. Right here in this book here, talks about getting real, like making sure that you stay in the sorry, the audio's got me tricked out here. Like making sure that you're like for the return address and for the sender's address and the stamp, everything is just like in its right place. And so this right here would be an example of a more formal letter writing. So you see like how this is all kind of like the same size, and you see that this is more of like a broad pen style, and this one's like more of like a informal kind of cursive style. And let's see if I can get this one in there. That one's more of a definitely more of a broad pen style. And then you can get into things like this, really just kind of freehand. And this is where the art of calligraphy comes in. So that's really kind of the fun part for me, is the calligraphy aspect. And I don't know, like depending on who you're writing to, like it's you could, I don't know, if you're writing a letter to like a local like governor's office or something like that, you want to keep it real formal. But if you're writing a friend, family member, you could, depending on the person or who you're sending it to, you could just have fun with it. There was something I saw recently that I thought was really neat, and that was there was this program set up by these stone cutters who like cut letters into stone, which is something I'm learning about. And they were setting up a program for children to write elderly people in the community. And I just thought that was really, really good. So I'm trying to get this audio taken care of. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's working much better. Okay. Woo. Can you, hopefully you can still hear me from the phone.
You sound great,
Yeah,
though.
so you can hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, the iPad was showing, was giving me audio, like it was echoing, it was throwing me off. But yeah, so for the basic envelope, you could have a ruler out if you want to keep it, keep things nice and straight. But you can keep things in the corner here for your. I'm just gonna. You don't have to do this at all, but like I'm just doing this just to kind of like lay out some, basic visuals. And this is just pencil, which you can go in later and erase. So, and stamp. And also, like I don't know if you saw in that book, like you've got you can use the back of the envelope for your return address as well. But yeah, so if I was gonna, depending on who it is, like I just kind of I don't know, freehand it. But you want to think about, I think about like the like who you're sending it to. You want to like have like this part, like the name, like any embellishment, floral stuff, or like emphasis, like that could be like big, bigger. Whereas, the return address you want to keep small. And yeah, yeah, let me see. Also, let me show you some examples here. We're going to go to on screen with the iPad. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. Can you can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. This guy's name's Alan Blackman, and he did this whole series. I think he was from San Francisco. Yes, San Francisco. And he did this whole, like, I think he actually worked for the post office for a while, but I mean, tons and tons of letters that he'd send to himself. And he also did stuff for, it was something to do with like getting his son like involved with like learning how to like write letters or something. But I mean, just like so many different styles and just having fun, and like, I don't know. I don't really remember what the purpose was as far as like sending the letters to himself, except for maybe it was just like a collection, a way of like making an art series, but, I just love, and you can tell how like the time period too, because, anyone familiar with the price of stamps, 33 cents here for these Daffy Duck ones. And here's some more examples. This is an older style here, like, when postcards were much more elegant and handwriting was taught, like, it's just beautiful, like, type, face, and also handwriting. These are just some examples I downloaded. I mean, God, look how beautiful, like that, like right there where the bee is. It's just wonderful, all of it. And see the return address here, up here in the corner. I guess that would be the return address, but that corner there, I mean, look how, just a simple envelope. It might be a label that they stuck on, or they could have had the envelopes printed. But it says 82 on it, so I'm thinking that's 1882 for sure. Definitely not 1992. Let's see, and this is a few of them will go back. There's Edward Gorey envelopes, and this is another Edward Gorey one right here. If anyone familiar with him, yeah, and this is Alan Blackman. Letters to Myself. I guess it was a series, but. And this is like a black and white of a color. So yeah, 1985. I mean, he's just playing with all different types of different styles of lettering and writing. Let's see, you can see that there. First day issue of stamps. That's kind of like the first day issue of coins, when they issue like silver, like dollars and stuff. Like I think him working at the post office, like I think he did. He got access to these stamps when they first released them. But I love his address here, which is kind of illegible in a way. But if you take your time and read it, you see Alan Blackman and the address, and at the end it says, with the zip code. But it's a railroad track, and he's themed it up with the stamps, and you can tell by the previous ones he's done that he kind of themes up the stamps with the lettering style. Like this, I'm assuming this is Shakespeare right here. And you kind of got this like medieval looking, it might not be Shakespeare, but it's something to do with the church. Maybe it's Martin Luther or something, but I don't know. Pretty neat. And here's another one. Don't remember where I got this one from, but pulled it off the internet. It's really interesting. That's the whole envelope now, split in half. Like, so yeah, that's really cool. And this one, you can see that the turned vertical, you got these flowers that were drawn on, and the address and the return stamp, return address and stamps all right there. And this is I don't remember where this is, but this is an old one. England, victory, November. Maybe that was, I don't know. Maybe that was after World War One. I don't know, but 1918, somewhere in England. Here's some beautiful ones of some birds. Looks like it's maybe watercolored on, or maybe some kind of marker, but absolutely gorgeous stuff. But I mean, you can see like how beautiful the birds are and how like loose and relaxed the handwriting is too. So, it's really up to you and how you want to do it. This is some old, I got this from a book. Anyone's familiar with Spencerian handwriting and Zahner. This is like from one of those books. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting off screen now. Going back to here. Let's see if I can go back to Zoom. Okay. Well, anyone have any questions or anything they want to ask? Okay. Well, see, I am going to write a letter. I guess I don't know. Maybe we'll start off. We'll do art play. I'm not going to show you. Depending on the kind of pens you have, just depending on what you got. I mean, you can have a bunch of stuff on hand, like calligraphy pens, or ballpoint pens. You could still make something like real fun and artistic, and yours, like your own individual style, like no matter what you got. So I'm going to use a pointed pen. It's like a regular fountain pen. I think that's what you guys got. This right here is a Pilot Kakuna. I think that's what it's called. Extra fine. And sorry, my fingernails got a lot of ink in them from playing with pens lately. So yeah, so I'm going to do art play. I'm just going to do like a cursive style. And the content of the letter, like whatever's inside, it could be like a letter that you're writing to somebody, actually saying something, or you could just be having fun and just, sending like some artwork, or just, it could just be about the mail itself. And the thing is, to me, is like getting art, like mail from anybody, handwritten in any sense, is just really, it makes my day because, we get so much junk mail, and with social media, social media, internet, digital stuff like that, the hand, you just don't get much of that these days. So I really, really love getting handwritten stuff, no matter what and who it's from. So
there's nothing more precious to me than getting a handwritten note in the mail from anyone. And my husband, his grandmother in particular, she has this certain style of handwriting. She's in her late 80s, and so her handwriting is just elegant and beautiful. And he saves every piece of mail, every envelope. It's many of her pieces are on our refrigerator just because it's a piece of art, and her handwriting is just so comforting. So I'm so glad that you carry on this tradition, because I think a lot of people feel that way.
That's something I think like people took for granted, as like, my grandmother, she was like the unofficial historian of our family. Like, she photographed everything. She made photo albums for everybody. She wrote letters to everybody. And, and it was just about connection. And yeah, and she had a lovely, lovely handwriting that was very consistent. And I think like, you see that these days where like, I see like generations, like my dad has a certain way of writing. He's got a beautiful handwriting. And my grandmother, like, and you keep going generations back, as you can see on those examples, like how people were taught, like in classrooms, like cursive writing and script writing of different styles and different ways. And yeah, and like that's really cool that you guys like are saving those and see that as like not only as like artistic and like the value of it's the beauty of her handwriting, but it's the history too. Like to me, if I find anything that's handwritten from a family member, like a generation ago, generations back, like that right there is precious to me because that's history that I otherwise wouldn't have. Whoop, sorry about that. Like you get to learn something about like whether it's intended, like say they're trying to get some information across family history or anything, or you get like a part of their everyday life, like, oh, I went to such and such today or went and did this, so it's just really good to like handwrite things. And I encourage people to like keep journals and do that and write about their life, because like if you have children or any other like family members or whatever, like you could be passing down without knowing it information onto the future that really could have an impact on somebody. My grandfather kept a journal he was in the Pacific in World War II, and they weren't supposed to keep journals because it could fall into the wrong hands, but it, God, like you could see his handwriting change over time throughout the war. But like to me, that is like, it's invaluable. There's nothing that can replace it. Yeah, and so back to the envelopes and writing. You want to kind of think about legibility, and like you want to get it like make sure that it is readable so it can get in the mail to the right person. But also like like sometimes I print like the return address, and sometimes I'll do cursive for some things and then print out the address. I'm not sure what the art play address is, but I'm just going to make one up here, I guess. Let's see. Because I have a business card here, but it doesn't have the address on it.
Oops, I can look it up. Hang on.
Yeah, I tried looking it up not too long ago, but couldn't find it.
And now that
Like a mailing address.
1006 19th Street South.
Okay, I went to 10th Avenue. It is on 19th Street, not the other way around. Okay, you're right. Okay. Well, so 1006
19th Street South.
Okay.
It's okay.
Well, this will be a fake address here.
We'll still learn numbers and stuff.
Yeah, and this is just a quick example here. So yeah, like with this one, I'm printing, like just doing print, and sometimes I will go to the side and do the zip code, and sometimes I'll go big at the bottom to do the zip code to just so like even if the city's wrong or something, or like the zip code always gets the that location right. And I know UAB has its own zip code, so I don't know if that's right or not, but yeah, so that's just one way of going about it. And also like you can do postcards. You can actually buy art postcards, or you can make your own, like the cardstock that you got, like here's this pink one. You can probably like send the whole size, but like cut in half or quarter it, even like fold it again and make it kind of like a little bit smaller than a postcard. But see, I'll fold this one in quarters here, so it's in fours. Oh, sorry about that. It's a ruler. And they make postcard stamps, so they're like a little cheaper than like a regular stamp. So if you just want to send a postcard, And the postcards can be like totally like, you know, you don't even have to write anything like a letter. You could just be, you know, like a piece of art on it or something, or, you know, you can cut and paste, do collages, you know, anything that you want to do, you know. And also like in a little bit I'll show you some stamps. Like that's one thing I got really into with like with letter writing is like there's so many cool stamps out there that the post office makes that we just don't know about. Like if you go to like the grocery store and buy stamps, but if you go to the post office, you can buy some really neat limited edition stamps. Like I got some Mr. Rogers stamps not that long ago, and now they don't make them anymore, and I wish they did. Okay, so I'll do another one here. This is a different pen. This is a flexible nib here. Now getting into, you know, if you letter writing and calligraphy can go hand in hand, but they're not exclusive. Now, if you want to learn calligraphy, if you're not familiar with it, just get different pens and play and read. Like it's kind of having another like renaissance here. Oh, I messed up there. But yeah, learning calligraphy, practicing your handwriting it really it can help you like give you more tools in your toolbox as far as like what your lettering and letters and mail can look like. Let's see. Yeah, I used to do a lot of my bills, most of my bills online, but I get tired of digital stuff these like the older I'm getting. And so I do some of my bills through the mail again. And I look forward to just writing like a bill now, even though I used to hate it. I mean, I still don't like writing bills, but you know, it's a chance to, you know, send something unique through the mail, you know, maybe make whoever's opening up the mail to receive the check to something for them to smile at maybe.
That's exactly what I was about to say, because that's so rare. And can you imagine how happy that must make the person opening that piece of mail? How unique.
Yeah. Like I always put thank you on the back of the envelope, you know, because I know it's got to be menial work and not fun. And yeah, exactly. Just anything to make someone smile or, you know, stop and like think or something, you know? Yeah, I totally agree. And if anyone has any questions about the like pins or anything, let me know. Like there's just all kinds of different ones, and I'll show you some here in just a little bit. This one right here is called a Blue Dew pin, and it's a specially fitted nib. Like this is usually a dip pin, like you dip it in the inkwell. This nib, but people are getting hip to the fact that you can make fountain pens out of, you know, and stick regular nibs in them, and it's great. So you'll have the option, you know, you can dip pens, or you got so much more options as far as your nib goes. So yeah, sometimes I just kind of do flourishes here. And I'm just kind of freestyling this, so I'm sorry it's not. But I think it'd be great. I'll kind of want to start some kind of program where like writing to elderly people, like maybe talk to like some nursing homes or some like veteran homes or something like that. And, you know, something, anything like maybe to, I don't know, help some people, like, I don't know, bring a smile to someone's face. Like, I don't know, like it could be anything or anybody, but I think it'd be a fun project to do, like a community project of some sorts.
I wonder if there's a way, Bo, that we could, I'm thinking just randomly here, if we could take that idea with our art play and kind of team up with arts and medicine with our Aging Creatively,
Yeah.
because we serve, arts and medicine serves people in nursing communities, nursing home communities. I could see that as being a really cool project.
That would be wonderful. Yeah. Like, and even people like say like in recovering, like, I don't know, like in the hospital or, but yeah, like that, like, if there's a program at UAB, like that's a wonderful idea. Yeah. So it's like a arts and medicine program, that UAB has. Is that right?
Yes, so UAB Visual and Performing Arts is the umbrella, and under that umbrella is the Alice Stevens Center, which is the performing arts side, the art play, which is what the program we're participating in now, AVA, which is the visual arts, and arts and medicine, which takes the healing properties of arts into the hospital and in various community settings. There's storytelling, visual arts, music. Kimberly Kirkland, she is the director, and her artists in residence are incredible. So there's programs at Children's of Alabama, and it's really walking alongside the medical providers and helping heal the spirit and having better outcomes.
That's
through
great.
art.
Like that's wonderful, because I think a lot of healing, I don't think, like, there's this guy named Joe Dispenza I was reading about, and he's studying spontaneous remissions is what they call it in the medical field, but people healing from all different types of things, and like things that were terminal, and he's studying how and why and it, like, how to maybe make that happen, like find a formula for it almost. And the spirit and the emotional side and like the mental side of it, like there's so much to it, and that really, like, that has a whole lot to do with healing that I think, like, science, our medicine has not quite, taken on, like given as much emphasis to that as it could have been, in the past. I think, spiritual and emotional, mental, like, I don't know, nurturing and attention has a lot to do with healing, a lot to do with it. So yeah, that's wonderful. I was wondering if UAB was ever going to have a arts program for like arts and residence thing, because I've seen it at other schools, and I actually looked to see if like there was a degree for it, like for school. But at the time there wasn't. But that's great. I'm really glad to hear that.
Yes, Kimberly and her team, they're doing amazing work.
Did you ever do creative or Aging Creatively with us, or art play? Oh, I can't remember the original name for it. Was that the one program that you didn't do with us?
Yeah, no, I think it is, because I remember Nina, when she first started doing art, working here at Art Place, she started off at a nursing home in Terrence City. Yeah. And I didn't know about that program. And God, I forgot, her name will come to me, but she got her Nina on this program. I was like, I didn't know. Yeah, it's Marie King. Mm-hmm. And I hadn't heard of it before. And I was like, man, like, I really, like, that's something I'd love to do, because, like, I don't know, I really love elderly people. And I mean, not that I don't love other people, you know what I mean? Like, and like, I don't know. So that program's still going on. Like,
yeah, it has been moved to AIM. So AIM is now kind of overseeing that. I mean, it's still Kimberly. When Kimberly was director here at Art Play, she was the one overseeing Aging Creatively. So it kind of just moved with her. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember, like, it was something that happened. Nina said, like, that. I don't know if it was the nursing home itself or the program at the time changed, but wasn't going to be doing it anymore. So because of some kind of change, but like, yeah, that's wonderful. Like, I think that, like, yeah, that I thumbs up to that. And if I can help out in any way, please let me know.
Yeah.
Um,
It would be a cute summer camp project to have the kids in the summer camp write letters to, one of the nursing homes that we work with, that AIM works with and stuff. I think that would be super cute.
Yeah, that would be great. And like, say, like a fall class, if we can get to doing classes again, like in person, like even if we do them online, like a calligraphy class, like we could get into making like a little optional thing where we could write. I don't know. I guess we'd have to make it sure it's okay to do first, or individuals could maybe choose their own who they would write,
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a family member too, but just doing something like that. Let's see, this is kind of, let's see. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that'd be a great summer project. And we could theme it too. Yeah, so this is like a broader nib, and I'm trying to remember like a proper name for it. Maybe someone out there will remember, but I'm having a brain freeze here. I can't remember. But like, see, this nib here is kind of shaped like a square, so you can get like thick and thin letters like this, like just by doing that. And for anyone unfamiliar with it, so this is a type of pen you can buy. Schaefer makes a good inexpensive one, and this one is a Pentel version. I think I got it at where was that? Some Staples. Yeah, I think I got it at Staples. But you can, from Old English, Gothic, Germanic type lettering styles to even like Semitic. You can get into Hebrew and Arabics. You can even do a little bit of that with these. Like just having a broad edged pen is great. And they can go from like really, really like thin to, this is a 2.1 millimeter. So it's pretty thick for a fountain pen. But I've got some that goes up to 6 millimeters, and over here, I'll show you here in a minute. If I can get to the box. And another great thing is brush markers, and to me, it's a wonderful option besides a fountain pen if you want to get thick and thin letters for like script. So let's say like these are like normally made for like, you'll see like Japanese, Asian, like usually Japanese, but Chinese writings and any kind of script like that, Asian scripts. But like you can use them for doing cursive scripts and get really thin and thick letters, and do flourishes like this just by pressing down on it. Give it a little structure.
How did you like start out with books? You may have answered this already. I had to take a call earlier. But did you start out with books, or like how do you know when to do the like little flourishes and stuff? Because I feel like with me, like with whatever pen I use, I just like end up still writing in my handwriting.
That's interesting. I don't know. Like, I think I'll see stuff that interests me, and the way you ornate any kind of, and dress up any kind of, like, say, an envelope. Like, it could be any kind of thing. Like flourishing in the traditional sense is like, yeah, it is kind of like I think people who learned like scripting and cursive writing back then, they did flourishing as a way to like show off their penmanship. Penmanship is like the word for, like, I guess, like that whole field of writing. Right. But like in the late 1800s, early 1900s, penmanship was huge, and flourishing was a way to show that off. And there would be like these little albums like people would have where it like would be like, say you're graduating from high school, and like it wouldn't be a photo album. It'd just be like it'd be an autograph book, I think is what they were called. And like your friends would write their names in it and like a little note. And so I remember, because a friend of mine, she She's an elderly lady that like had an antique booth at a one of the antique stores downtown, and she showed me one, and it was wonderful. Like this you know, this little old book full of like, you know, just everyday people doing their, like, writing their names to somebody, like, you know, good luck in the future, da 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 da. And some of them would draw pictures and do these really ornate like drawings with flourishes. So you can go down that route and learn just by looking from an example, and maybe doing some YouTube tutorials and learning that way. And but also just remember, keep in mind that, like, you know, you want to own what you do, you know, own your style. You can do it any way you want to, and you know, flourish it, embellish it in your own way. But yeah, I learned it just through, out of curiosity. And the more I saw different things like flourishing, like you see whole, actually it's kind of made a comeback too. Well, it's kind of like specialized, but there's a calligraphy artist out there who just specializes in drawing like animals and people strictly with flourishing. And I can't remember her name, but like, you know, you'd have a whole like drawing of a person done in like really like, you know, you'll have like, you know, like this, you get this real thick and thin lettering, real fine stuff, and they get really broad. But you know, you'd have like a face, or we'll say like maybe like a, trying to do an eye or eyeball right here, something like that. But yeah, it's flourishing to me is really neat. But like if you're doing cursive, if you're learning script, you'll naturally kind of get into like seeing how you can do flourishing for imagery and for decoration and for ornament. Like this is, you know, that rough example I did here. Like, you know, you could just come in here and just do some loops and add some stuff. Like, yeah, just exploring and looking at stuff online and in books. Like, I love archive.org. Like, let me write that down. Archive. I download free books all the time on various subjects just out of curiosity. But you can download PDFs like onto your phone or to your laptop or to your computer. And like there'll be old books in there just on like, say, penmanship. You can look at them on your phone and learn and see these things. So I'm gonna put free books, PDF. You can download it as PDF files or Kindle files too. And there's various options, but that's how I learn a lot of stuff. Like I've got over 2,000 books on my phone, and it's ridiculous, but like I've learned a lot just by looking at old stuff, like really old stuff. So, but you know, depending on what it is, like, I don't know, like I like to, like, I don't know, just if I'm looking at some like Japanese calligraphy, like from a certain period, I'll focus on that, or typography from France from a certain period, I'll get into that, or, you know, yeah, there's just so much out there, and that's, I don't know, like you can really dig yourself in a rabbit hole real fast just by exploring. So, I wanted to show you some quick things here, like different stamps. This ways to decorate your envelopes. This one was a series called Bioluminescent Life. So it's got this reflective ink in it. It's real cool. And yeah, so there's all kinds of series out there that the post office will do. I'll show it kind of here too, if you can see it. You see that kind of reflective material there. You got a firefly. Jellyfish. It's all about, yeah, like phosphorus. I mean, even vegetables, you know, mushroom or actual fungi here. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Oh, okay. Let's see. What's that? Let's see. Let's see. Let me read this real quick. All right. Yeah. Anyone who wants to like do some writing, like, I don't know, I'll put my address up. If you want to like start a pen pal, like art thing, just writing, like I'm totally down. Like I'd love to like write letters, and the more, if I can get more mail that's like less bills and junk mail more from real people, I'd be happy. And here's another series. Asked my mom to, my mom actually got these. Like the only time I was like, could you just give me some stamps that are not the American flag or something? And these are like service dog stamps. And I've used a lot of them up, but like, you know, you got German Shepherds and Labrador Retrievers. It's just really neat. And they're huge. Like they're bigger than like your normal stamps, but they're typical USA forever stamps. So yeah, military working dogs is what these were called. This was a series on the Snowy Day, that book. I don't know if anyone remembers this book here, but I love like children's books for illustration, like stuff I remember when I was a kid. I remember this book when I was a kid. And yeah, so they did a series on this, a stamp series on that recently, and I thought that was cool. Got some on sea life here, really neat. Let's see, and here's some for Eid, Arabic writing on it, and for Muslim holiday here. I thought these are pretty. I love like Arabic calligraphy, and there's various forms of it, so many different styles, but this stamp, I had to get it because it was great. This is the total eclipse of the sun from 2017, and this is thermal ink, so it gets like, if you heat this stuff up, like it'll, I need some heat, it'll show the moon. Let me try to get some light on it here. Yeah, so you can go to the post office or go online and see what kind of stamps they got, and like, you know, just to, you know, just pick and choose what you want and have some fun with it. Yeah, I can't get any heat on it all. But what happens is this is from the total eclipse of 2017, and they commemorated it with the stamp. And this is thermal ink, which once it heats up, it goes clear, and you'll see the moon under there. And these are, I've had these since 2017. As you can tell, I didn't want to use them all up, and like they're probably, I don't know, been out for a while. But I got something here that'll show you. First moon landing, they just came out with those not too long ago. And I love these. Pluto explored, really beautiful stuff. I like the stuff with outer space. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, the total eclipse of the sun. This is like a special packaging deal that they did for it, and I know I don't want to talk about stamps too long, but just to show you how like in depth the stamp world is for your lettering, like for your mail, like you can really personalize it in a way. With your stamps. I mean, they take it serious. Like this whole package deal. This is only $10 too, by the way. So, yeah, like there's Star Wars stamps, there's Star Trek stamps, there's like stamps for you imagine it, it's out there. And you can buy old stamps too, and they're still good. You know, you might have to double it up a little bit to make the price right, but like for sending something. But yeah, like there's some old stamps out there I'd like to get. Yeah, so like right here, just right here shows you like the August 21st, 2017. And this is the stamp that came inside of it. And yeah, if I could just get it to heat up. I need heat. But yeah, if I can flip it here. Show you. Well, so you got this whole graphic layout here. It's real cool, and it just talks about the solar eclipse and like how it works, what it does, and then it also goes into the specific day, like what happened that day. Yeah, I can't get it to heat up, but it's really neat. So it's a nice little novelty stamp, like, you know, that changes not colors, but changes images from black to a moon. So, okay, let me put that up and let's see if we'll do some more lettering here. trying to find, yeah. So yeah, you can also, yeah, like I said, you can do postcards and, and envelopes. Let's see. Oh yeah, and here's some from Alabama. Like they did some commemorating like when a state was union, like put into the union or whatever. Yeah, and I wanted to get the Alabama stamp, and this was I think Mount Cheahaw is where that's at. Like this scene is really cool, beautiful. Like some of the artwork on them, they is just absolutely beautiful. Like they'll choose an individual artist, or they'll choose like a firm, like a graphic design firm or something. So um, let's see. We're gonna go with yeah. So we'll use a brush pen. Yeah, and also like this goes for like any kind of drawing and art stuff in general. But like if you really like want to do something ornate, you're not sure, you could always go in there with a pencil and kind of lay out like like how you want things to like look and how you want it to be. So you can always go back in there and erase the pencil lines. Let's see, we'll do this as a postcard. Yeah, I'm going to use this. Yeah, actually, I'm trying to pick out what pen. Yeah, I'll get the broad pens here. Well, get to move fast enough, so we'll just keep it simple. Actually, yeah, we'll just use this broad nib pen. Okay. Let's see. I'm wondering if I should do some. Does anyone have any questions or anything? I know I feel like I'm just kind of talking too much, which I usually don't do. I'm not good at talking. So any questions? I'm just trying to get as much information out there to everybody as possible.
Yeah, I'd like to know, if you really don't know anything about, if you've never done calligraphy, what are there some basic books out there for that shows you the different styles for beginners? And then if you go like to Staples or Home Depot, not Home Depot, Office Depot, like what kind of calligraphy pens would be good to start out with? Or,
yeah.
And when you talk about nibs, are you talking about the little points that come loose and you put them onto different?
Yeah, like the nib is like just essentially this part, and yeah, usually nibs are not interchangeable on a like manufactured fountain pen. Like, but yeah, I mean, yeah, when talking about the nib, yeah, like if you're buying a pen online, you'll get like a description of the nib. And like Office Depot, I think they like, it's been a while since I've been there, but like it wasn't terribly long ago, but they had a Schaefer brand set that was like you get like a small, medium, and broad version of these. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it'll be like a single pin and 3 nibs, and you can change. Oh God, I'm sorry, this thing's real close to the thing. You just take this thing off like that, unscrew it, and then put on the different size, whatever size nib you want to do. So you say you wanted to switch down to a smaller size. Say you're going to do the address, and you want to go to a smaller, like writing. Yeah, you would switch nibs. But yeah, Office Depot and Staples typically have like a basic beginners like that kind of calligraphy pen. So that and I love those. I love Schaefer pens and anything like it. But Schaefer is usually the brand you'll see. And art, like the local art supply stores, Alabama Art Supply and Forstall. I haven't been to Forstall in a while, but I know Alabama Art Supplies. They carry a variety of stuff, like from the dip pens to fountain pens, and yeah, and writing. As far as like learning, there are so many like beginning calligraphy books or the basics out there. There's like a calligraphy Bible, which shows you all different styles. From like scripts to like historical styles, and yeah, those are really wonderful to me because like you get to kind of put them all in the same category in class. You kind of get an overview of like everything, and it shows you how to do it. And then the one I showed you earlier with the envelopes, this book here, Margaret Shepherd. It's called Learn Calligraphy, and it's straight up black and white on the inside, but like she really like she really gets down and like talks about like all kinds of stuff in this one, so it's really good. So yeah, like this book right here is really good. But yeah, just like look on Amazon or some local like yeah, locally, I don't know, like, but local art supply stores and the big box stores like Hobby Lobby, they'll have like books as well. Like I saw Hobby Lobby had the calligraphy Bible there. So yeah, you just kind of got to dive in and just look for stuff, and yeah, and it's a rabbit hole too. You can really like dig yourself deep, and like I got a pen obsession. I've got so many pens, it's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, but if you need anything like a list or something, I can give it to Carly or give me your email address and I can send you some stuff. So yeah.
When do you use brushes?
Brushes like paint brushes, like painting.
Yeah.
Like for letter writing or calligraphy or in general.
I know the Asians. I mean, like my aunt. My aunt sent me a beautiful piece of. It's a story in Chinese. She's Korean, but it was Chinese calligraphy, and it was gold lettering on black paper, and I think
Oh yeah.
I think it was with a. I'm not sure. I think it was with a little teeny tiny paintbrush, but you're like it looks like you're talking more like use these pens with a different size.
Yeah. Yeah. The brushes are totally. There's a lot of like brush markers out there. Like here's some brush markers. Now you can use like they're supposed to mimic the brush itself, and some of them actually like these are like artificial, like they're not like hair, or, it's not actual like a paintbrush, but it has that similar like you can get that stroke like you would get with the brush. And there are so many different types of like actually like this right here, like called kind of like I don't know how to say it, but Fude or Fouet markers. Look for those brush markers, and you can actually use brushes. And for as far as like Asian, like from Oriental, like any Oriental style, but like a Japanese, Chinese calligraphy, like they kind of use all the same kind of like brushes, like style. Like they're usually very long haired brushes. Like it could be a small brush, but they'll be tapered like the brush, like the hairs will be coming off of it like that. And like the brush, this part can be like 4 inches, 5 inches long, or it can be just like half an inch long. But it's made just as like these markers are to give you that variation in thick and thin. So you could be like go real broad to real thin really quickly. So that's the whole idea of the brush. Like there's this it's called Ito Moji. It's a certain Japanese style, and God, is absolutely like beautiful to look at. But like, yeah, getting into like I started studying Japanese style calligraphy for a while, but in Korean arts is like, oh man, I was trying to think. I was looking at woodblock prints not too long ago, and I really want to look at more Korean artists actually, because I've been studying Japanese artists for a while, and like I think the Korean style, like it's like a whole nother realm I haven't like uncovered yet, you know. So yeah. But yeah, brushes, like you can find those actually in the big box stores like Hobby Lobby. They will have like Chinese, Japanese like brushes and papers and stuff there for you to like
I have to stay on this meeting a little
get.
bit longer.
So, and they'll have the gold ink and like rice papers and you know, stuff particular to that like style of writing. So you know, it's easily accessible. So
All right. Well, it is 7 o'clock. Does anyone else have any
yeah.
last minute questions? I know that went by really fast. Does anybody have any questions?
Just send us his email, or is it somewhere already available?
Yeah, I can put it in the chat. So I know off the top of my head. Oops, I sent that directly to Dana. Sorry.
Thank you, Bo.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope I answered some questions for you. And like, yeah.
I'm inspired.
Good.
Yeah, I can send you like, yeah, whatever you have questions about, like send me an email. And if you just want to shoot me an email and say, hey, send me some information on this or that, or any information at all, whether it's supplies or artist or anything like, you know, we talked about, just let me know and I'll send you some links, because I've got a bunch of stuff saved on my phone already. So yeah.
What is that style of cursive right there that you're doing, that you did? Or
What's that?
What's that style called?
This one right here.
just sort of regular cursive?
Oh,
Or
yeah, this would be like a script. Sorry, this thing, I gotta figure out a way. Yeah, it's a script. So like I'll like practice in any kind of cursive. If you know cursive, I like really. So this is a brush pen, and you can do it with a fountain pen, like a regular fountain pen too. It's just a script, and I'll practice with doing the thick and thin stuff. Like, you know, the smaller the pen nib, the finer it is, you know, the less broad it's going to get. So you got to think about the size of the writing, take that into consideration. But yeah, this is a script, and you know, if this was all like, say you did this with a ballpoint pen, you would lose like the thick and thinness of it, you know, like if you did it all in one motion. But if you got a brush pen or a fountain pen with a little bit of flexibility to it, you can get that thick and thin play. And so the more you like, say you do your cursive or like a script style, or even just like a plain old, like if you want to do print, you could do thick and thin, and like you'll learn to, like, as you play with these, like a fountain pen or a brush pen, no matter what it is, you'll learn how to like apply pressure to it. And there's no one way to do anything either. If you wanted to draw out your letters and do them like that, you could draw it out and then come back and fill it in, you know, like there's so many different ways to like do stuff. So like don't think that there's just any one given way to do it. Like if you find a way that's good and suitable and comfortable for you, like you do it, you know. And from drawing things out to, you know, to like, I like to do like one-handed like script stuff, you know, like because it's fun. And it's instant gratification as well. Like, you know, I don't have to go back in there and spend a whole lot of time on it. So yeah, this right here is a script, and there's so many variations on it, but this isn't any particular style of script. This is just kind of something I've just like this is what I just do when I freestyle something. So,
All
but
right. Well,
I
thank
recommend
you.
studying Spencerian script for basic stuff. Like study that if you really want to study scripts.
What was that? Spencerian?
Yeah, Spencer,
Spencerian.
and then you can add IAN on the end of it, Spencerian, like that. And like on archive.org, there's tons of free books you could like PDFs you can download, or just Google image it and you'll see different styles, but it gives you like the real basic stuff. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate y'all being here, and we hope that if you have any other questions, go ahead, email Bo, or email me, or email Samantha or Savannah, Art Play, whatever email you can get a hold of. We'll get you to Bo no matter what. So thank you again, Bo, and I hope everyone has a great night.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right, good night. Thank you.